Good morning. Welcome to day 64, Sunday, June 9th, 2024. It is 5 a.m. I've been up for about an hour or so. Didn't sleep fully through the night, but slept okay. It was a comfortable 50 or so degrees in the tent. I've had the vestibule door open for about 20 minutes now, and we're down to 41 degrees. So it'll be a bit chilly getting camp broken down, but I expected that being so close to the water and obviously the snow. So I'm gonna slowly get packed up, and hopefully we'll be on the trail soon. See you then. All right, it's a little after 6. This is the Evolution Lake Inlet. Later in the season, it's a rock hop. Not this morning. I gotta put the Crocs on. That water is gonna be ice cold. My feet are still numb. Crossing that water, it was 37 degrees outside. Who knows how cold that water was? Pretty cold. So it'll be nice when we hit that sun. I'll definitely warm up the feet then. All right, it's around 7:30. I think I definitely made the right decision stopping when I did yesterday. There was still quite a bit of snow to get through, and it would have been so slushy. At least this morning it was more hard and crunchy, a little easier to navigate. But honestly, I am like done with the snow. I need a little break from the snow. I know there's gonna be more, that's fine, but I just need like a day or two of no snow. Hopefully my wish will be granted. We're finally losing some elevation. I'm just waiting for a nice spot where there's sun, where I can dry off, warm up my feet, and take a nice little break. All right, they've given us another sign. Yeah, I think for me personally, I've been thinking about this for a while, for weeks. This is really like the crux of the whole Sierras for me. I'm fairly confident. It'd be nice if I had an actual GPX track, because now there's a few available. I just don't have any way to get it because I don't have any cell service. But I mean, I've done a lot of this kind of stuff, usually going to an alpine lake somewhere. I'm very comfortable navigating off trail, so I'll just be very happy when this part is done and accomplished. So it's been on my mind a lot, more so than any of the passes or anything else. So for me personally, I say this is the crux of the whole Thru-Hike. So yeah, and it's gonna be fun. It's probably gonna be a little challenging, but and I'm just gonna take my time. There's no rush. So we're gonna be hitting that probably right around lunchtime, noon, 1-ish. So stay tuned. All right, it's 8 o'clock. We just got under 10,000 feet. We're finally in the sun. So I'm gonna find a spot to take a break and do a little drying out of the feet. Hooray. All right, another stream crossing. Luckily, it's just after my break, so I noticed it and just had the Crocs on already. So after I crossed the creek and had to stop to put my trail runners back on, probably took all of 5 minutes or so, was swarmed by mosquitoes. So I almost broke out the DEET, but I thought once I started moving, they wouldn't be so annoying. So they are out in force. All right, the first DEET application of the trip. I had to spray my legs. The mosquitoes were being pretty relentless. So there you go. Day 60 something. We finally had to break out the DEET. All right, we are at mile marker 851.9. We're about to leave the trail and go up to about 9,800 to 10,000 feet, and then traverse across, and then find a place to come back down. We'll see you up there. All right, we've been climbing from the PCT. We're going up about 800 feet. We got about 60 to 80 more feet to go. It's mostly rock slabs and boulders, but lots of nice ledges. Not really much scrambling to do. Could use the poles. And after the first 100 feet, the rock was pretty solid. So we're getting close to the bench. More trees and more grass. And that's when we'll start making a left. You can see we're getting close to the top of this. All right, so we're now heading mostly west. This is the easy part of the traverse. Just pretty much flat forest. And I think there'll be some slab stuff coming up as well, but the hard part is up and the hardest part is down. So we'll take this nice little walk in the woods. That does not get a lot of visitors, although I'm sure it's gotten more than usual between last year and this year. All right, we're now making our way down a steep section, but not too cliffy. I think I can work this out. All right, we just came down that cliff face, and now we're gonna work our way down through some bushes here. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, so hopefully we're done with the bushes. Luckily there was some kind of animal herd path through there. Made it a little easier, but my legs haven't been torn up like that since the desert. All right, I'm feeling a lot better now. I don't want to jinx it, but I think we're in the home stretch. Okay, so we're basically going down, following a small creek on our right. Been able to pretty much follow like a herd path that some animal has made for the most part. All right, I see the river down there. Maybe pieces of the old or new bridge are gonna put in. Oh boy. We did it. We're back on the Pacific Crest Trail. Amazing. I just heard some hooting and hollering. There's a group behind me. What a day. Oh baby. There's a little cairn here. Looks like some people may attempt or have crossed right here. We came out a little north of the bridge, so I'm just walking south for a bit just to check it out. I've seen pictures of it. Here we go. Here's where the bridge used to be. No way you're crossing that. Third try. I just can't express how happy I am right now. This was the crux of the entire Thru-Hike for me. There was so much riding on it supply-wise for me to have to turn around and go back to Bishop Pass with like 3 days of food, no battery power, no propane. Oh man. I can't tell you how happy I am. I need a minute. So here's another cairn where I assume people give it a go on a crossing. Yep, this is the trail. All right, it's about 3 o'clock. I left my Crocs on for a second water crossing that I didn't show you. So now the trail runners are back on. Plan to do another 1.5 miles to a campsite right before Pute Creek and Pute Pass, which means we won't see any folks who did the reroute that I avoided, the Bishop Pass to Pute Pass reroute. So it should be fairly quiet. There was another tent site, like another mile past that, but that's after the pass. And I feel like that's a good spot for people who come back in the trail from the pass to camp. So we're gonna go for the seclusion tonight. We're gonna go for a celebration. We can use all the electronics, eat all the food, boil everything we want, because we're only gonna be about 24 miles, I think, 25 miles from VVR. So things are looking good. What a Sunday. All right, it's around 4 o'clock. We've got camp set up in a nice shady spot. Still debating on the rainfly, but we've got to go down and get some water. All right, let's do a recap. What a day. So we hiked for a little over 13 miles. We're camped a little over 8,000 feet. I'll probably end up putting a rainfly on a little later, but it's so nice right now. So today was a big day. The South Fork of the San Joaquin River at mile marker 854.5 miles in. There's a bridge. There was a bridge. Last year, one of the biggest snow years on record in the Sierras. Either the snow melt or ice or whatever just twisted the bridge up. Thru-hikers last year were still crossing it. Not a good idea. The National Park Service finally took it down at some point last year, and they're going to replace it and build a new one, but that's going to take time. So especially in June with all the snow melt, there's no way to cross the river. You saw some video footage of it as I was hiking. So what are your options? Your options are to try and cross the river, which some people have done. Some people successfully, some people lucky to be alive and got banged up and lost gear, all that stuff. Option 2, as I think was about 20 miles back, you exit at Bishop Pass, you go down to the trailhead, you do a little road walk, you get on another trailhead, and you come back up Pute or Peyote, I don't know how you say it, Peyote Trail, which ends up skipping somewhere around 25 miles of the actual Pacific Crest Trail, including the iconic Muir Pass. I mean, the John Muir Trail, I mean, the whole place is named after him. So you're missing one of the, must-see attractions. But it's a good option for people who don't have a lot of cross-country experience. I don't know, it does add a lot of miles because you have to do all that walking. So you lose PCT miles, but you probably gain miles overall. And you lose time because it takes longer to do that. The third option was put out there last year, called the over-the-top route. Basically, you leave the trail at right around mile marker, I think it was mile marker 852. And basically, the river's on your left, the mountains, like the one behind me, is on your right. You just start climbing the mountain. Not that one, but very similar. You climb up about 800 feet to about 10,000 feet in elevation. And then you basically parallel the trail from up high. You basically do the same mileage you would have done on the PCT, and then you got to come back down a very cliffy section, and you got to pick the right cliff area. Or I got cliffed out a couple times, but there was always a way to figure it out. My number one rule cross country is never go down something you can't get back up, because that's where you really get in trouble. So anyway, I knew that it was a possibility. There were no actual GPX tracks of someone who had actually done it. There are people now on Far Out who are like putting that stuff together, and I think there is one out there, but I wasn't able to get it because I didn't have service when it was posted. So I mean, I have the topo maps. I kind of had the line, like straight lines of go up here, you go across where it looks flat, you go down here after the bridge. But there were about 10 topo lines that were really crunched together, and if a line is really crunchy, that means it's really steep. If it's wide, that means it's nice and flat, nice hiking. Tiny means very steep, not good. So there were a bunch of steep, tiny lines that you could not avoid. You had to go down the steep section somewhere. There was no getting around it. So that was the unknown. That was really what was giving me a lot of concern and a lot of, I know I won't get myself in trouble, but I don't know if I'll be able to get down this thing. So, especially with what I'm in a 200-mile carry, I'm getting very low on supplies. My only option would have been to go all the way back to the Bishop Pass Trail, which means going through those awful snowfields again, on both sides of the Muir Pass. It just was not going to be a good scene. I needed to get this done today. And I kept telling myself, this is going to be fun. It's going to be fun. I just had too much pressure of how important this was. And for me to get to VVR and to get resupply, there was so many things. I was running low on everything. It was just, I had to do it. I had to get it done today. There was which is not a good mindset to have when you're doing something like this. So I kind of tried, when I was up there, after I got clipped out a few times and I was going to start going down, I just sat down, aired out the feet, had some tailwind, and just told myself, this is supposed to be fun. You should be having fun right now. And so I tried to have some fun. And it actually was fun. But there's just so much pressure. I put so much pressure on myself to make sure I could do this. So yeah, that's why I'm just so ecstatic and so happy. And like a weight has been lifted off of my shoulders, because I knew this was going to be something that could really derail a lot of things. And I really don't have concerns about anything else. This was from the minute I got my permit. This was something that's concerned me for months. I was confident about it, but I still knew there could be issues. So that's that. Hooray for me. I'm super stoked. I didn't sleep well last night because this was on my mind. I'm gonna sleep great tonight. And a resupply is coming in a couple of days. There might be lodging there, I don't know. If there is, I'll probably take advantage of that. I definitely need a shower, I need laundry, I need to charge up everything. Really looking forward to getting a VVR. But I'm so happy that I was able to pull this off. Huge mile carry in the Sierras, my favorite place. All kinds of conditions, just insane. I can't wait to go back and look at these videos, when I'm back home, comfy, sitting on the couch with Sarah. So I think that's going to wrap it up. I'm going to eat well tonight. We'll see you in the morning as we get closer to VVR, the Vermilion Valley Resort. See what that's all about in a couple days. So one more quick thing. I've been carrying this since Crest, so a long time. And I got it specifically to celebrate getting this over-the-top route done. This is a special treat. It's like a, whatever, $8 candy bar. I'm gonna eat the whole darn thing, and it's gonna be delicious. So this is how I celebrate on a Sunday night. See you in the morning.